Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Raul.
And it's Mike.
And this is episode 31 of the AO podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get into anything, as always, make sure you follow us. Links for everything is down in the description. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And then we have an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok, and then also a Blue Sky.
Yes.
So links for all those are down in the description. So make sure you hit that follow button.
And we've been getting a lot of love.
Yeah, I've actually, you know what? I'll be
really
honest.
cool.
So for those of you who don't know, a little bit behind the scenes, when we first started the podcast, I originally had the idea to make a TikTok for the podcast. But for some reason, I just kind of figured that we wouldn't really reach an audience on there. So at the last minute, I decided against it. But literally, I think I posted about four clips onto our account so far, and literally they've all gotten more traction than either one of our other platforms. Yeah. So that was definitely a mistake on my part.
And also I was talking to him too. It's probably influence on my part. It's I don't think we would be something TikTok audiences would gravitate towards. I'm not saying but also I've seen a lot of podcast clips that circle out from there. I don't have it, so I just see them seep out. So I'm just I don't know.
I only have it for the podcast now.
Yeah, I was I don't know, but I'm glad people are liking this. And if you don't follow TikTok,
so if you have
Instagram,
a TikTok, make sure you follow
Twitter,
us, man, because I've been posting some funny ass clips on there.
It is really funny. I just reposted the episode 28 one clip recently, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go to the Instagram and check that out for the clip for episode 28, because that negativity is strong. It really caught me off guard. Really fucking funny.
That was definitely one of the craziest things I've ever said. I think.
But speaking of craziest things you probably ever seen, actually, talk about
real quick. So before we actually get into today's episode, I have two announcements. Now the first one, before we get into the second one, because I just want to get this shit out the way. Real quick, I won't make this too long-winded, but for those of you who don't know, I've been smoking weed now for about 8 years.
Nice.
And so it's been a long time. And when I first started smoking weed, one of the ways to smoke weed that I was really put onto, because I believe at the time, because I started really smoking weed in 2017, I want to say. And around that time, that's when vape pens were really becoming popular, especially in the cannabis market. So that's one of the main things that I gravitated towards was the vape pens. And mind you, I honestly don't know how a lot of us survived that era of vape pens, because that was literally back when there was no regulations to the
cancerous.
Shit. So it was literally they could be putting anything fucking in there. And I real quick, just to give you a fucking example, because I experienced this shit firsthand. There used to be a little trap shop by my house. Now, real quick, for those of you who don't understand, what I mean by trap shop is basically a low key shop that's they're not upward and out.
It's not regulated like that.
Yeah, and it's not regulated, and they don't have a license.
And
so
high chance it might be rated.
Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say trap shops. It's basically dispensaries that didn't have a license.
I like how there's some popping up more and more here. Yeah. There's two where we live. It's really funny.
So there was literally one that was right by my house, and I'll never forget. One day I walked over there and I bought, I think maybe 2 vape pens at a time. Yeah. And I'll never forget when I took one out and I took that first fucking hit. Bro, shit tasted like straight dish fucking soap, dude. Oh, and I was like, what in the fuck? So I went and I got a replacement, because I was like, there's no fucking way. But so that's what I mean,
fucking putting Dawn dish soap.
We don't fucking know, we don't fucking know what exactly they were putting in there at that time. So it's honestly a fucking miracle that a lot of us made it through that.
If anything, we'll find out the results in 25 years.
But
and to be fair, and that goes for all smoking too. From weeds to cigarettes to vapes. Technically we shouldn't be putting shit in our lungs, but that shit feels so good.
Yeah,
you feel like you're
connected.
We can't help.
We say that to say that
we're fucking addicts, bro.
So
we suck dick for a vape.
The fuck was?
That's what Raul said.
No, fuck you, dude.
Back in the day.
Don't put nothing in my mouth, dude. But but I wanted to state that. I wanted to state that because, It's been about because I found these devices. Shout out to a company called Riser. Again, not a sponsorship and not promoting anything, but
No.
I just want to give a shout out to them because they came out with these devices that were dryer vaporizers that came with these little glass sticks that are it's just super simple to clean and like super easy to maintain, and they became my honestly my favorite way of smoking weed. And ever since I came across those, I like completely stopped smoking vape pens, and it's been about I want to say almost a year since I've taken a hit off of a vape pen. And so I decided, since obviously not only is the year closing out, but also it's getting around the time to the anniversary of the podcast. So I figured, like, why not on camera take a hit off a vape pen for the first time in over a year?
Let's go.
This is, we got some elderberries rosin right here.
We might get a little fucked up.
Yeah, because I'm not, again, like, it's been a while since I've smoked a pen, so I don't know exactly how it's going to hit me.
And I barely smoke pens.
Yeah.
So, I think, this is Raul's idea. Usually if it's Raul's idea, I'm scared.
So it should be super good. So, cheers to, 31 episodes of the podcast so far.
It's fucking good. 31? That's a lot.
Yep. And so, without further ado, man, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. But fucking cheers. Let's take a hit off some of this elderberry.
Yeah, I'm going to narrate while Raul takes a hit. And the oil looks like honey, so it's like a little bear smoking out a little honeycomb. You know what I mean?
Did you say a little bear? The fuck up.
It's like fucking like an FX show and shit. It's fucking we're about to cook shit, Have you seen The Bear? You haven't seen The Bear, have you?
No, that's that cooking show though, right?
Yeah, it's all stressful and shit.
No, I heard it's good though.
Yeah, it's fucking really good. I think you really enjoy it. I just showed him Barry too.
I will say the one thing that I definitely forgot about pens is like the flavor that it gives you. But yeah, I mean, for not smoking it for like almost a year, I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it smells delicious too. I know people give shit, and I used to give shit a lot to like the smell of weed. And yeah, when it's like heavily present in like a place you don't want it to be, it's like an annoyance. But the actual smell of it, it's like I think the smell of it is like a soothing smell. Now, if it's like everywhere, then I would understand why the fuck it's annoying. But
No, yeah, I actually had to buy this like little air filter thing so I wasn't like stinking up my room.
And that room's always stinky too, because you keep all the shit in drawers that always leak out and shit.
What the fuck, you? They're in jars.
But then jars and drawers, drawers.
And I have a smell-proof bag. Fuck you.
I'm sorry if there's dead space here. We're just
Mike's
taking
like all fucked up.
We're just taking hits.
I feel like this is actually gonna be a little dangerous because it's not like a joint. Like there's not like a certain finish point. Like we could just keep taking fucking hits, and like you won't really know when you're good until you actually start to feel it.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna.
You're good?
I think I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Well, I'll take one more hit.
Yeah.
I like how I'm like I'm either good or I'll do it again. Oh man, but that's the price you pay for being around friends. Make you do drugs and shit.
Oh, that was a big one.
I know that was fucking crazy. Oh my god, this podcast sucks. It's just us coughing. Just like us coughing for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, like that vape smoke definitely hits you different. I feel like I've gotten used to the weed smoke now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, we'll just keep this on
especially
standby.
if we want doubles later. I should probably stop now.
Double is fucking good.
I know.
But anyways,
that shit makes me feel like I have a heart attack, though. It's just like, I'm just like, oh, there's a lot of food. And it's heavy, too.
but okay, so... God damn.
No, it's hitting.
But, yeah.
You feel it, too?
I'm like... I feel like I'm... You know what's weird?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's not hitting me, like, right... Like, because I feel something, but I don't feel, like, super high. So
I don't feel... That's sneaky, because that's what vape... usually those vape pens ones are, like... With grass, like, for me... like it hits like right away.
Yeah.
It hits right away once you smoke it. You feel the intensity of the.
You know what that reminds me of? I forgot what fucking episode it was, but it was the one where we were smoking that blunt. We were like, oh, it was the episode. I don't. It was it the episode that we never released.
Yeah, we never released it because like we had a lot of fun being high.
Yeah, we had fun recording that episode, but also like if you listen to the episode that we released instead of that one, we explained that in that recording session we were both really fucking tired. Because we just had a busy ass week.
Yeah, it was a brutal week for us, and then us smoking that very
and also
fat
not to
joint.
mention either of us like literally neither of us the night before got any sleep.
No, we're always sleep deprived. Like even like this morning, I went to sleep at 5 a.m. and I woke
playing
up.
Fucking Zelda.
I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, and that shit is such a frustrating experience. But that shit is so fun. Like that game pisses me off. Like a lot of the time, and I've already put like 65 hours into the bitch, and I fucking oh my god, but like
God damn, the fucking dude, the inner gamer in you came out.
I know. Oh my god, she's like misogyny. And I put 65 hours into that game, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't even scratched the fucking surface. And gamers are fucking ass, bro. Gamers are literally like Eminem stands, you know? They're like, every gamer's an Eminem stand.
No,
it's
but
just, like,
I've been on my end. I've been playing the new Call of Duty, and it's been pretty fun so far.
Yeah, playing online. It took you a while to.
No, I'm still doing the campaign. I haven't played online yet.
I heard the campaign for the new one is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, and I like it so far. I think I'm almost done with it.
Yeah,
but I can't wait because I think after that I'm gonna try the zombie mode.
I will say I am getting a little nostalgic because I used to play Black Ops on the Wii online, and that was pretty fun. Like I actually think Black Ops on the Wii's underrated.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't fucking wait until I play like multiplayer online for the first time because that shit's gonna be an experience. Especially if people have fucking headsets on, bro. You already fucking know
because they're assholes. Like they're a bunch of nerds who are bullies online.
I saw one. It was a fucking reel on Instagram. They were playing the new Black Ops, and it was a fucking like little kid. He's like, oh, like, did anybody get any good Halloween candy? And you just hear like a fucking grown ass man like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Oh man, it's just like it's so rude too. They're always bullying the children. Like it's such a toxic place.
No,
but it was a really fun. It's still like a really. It's fun in a way.
I think it might be working because we're going on a fucking chat. That was literally only supposed to be us smoking it and then moving on.
No, that feels like we're having a whole topic.
Yeah,
but like no.
So real quick, so that was the first announcement.
Yeah,
so
nostalgic ride.
You guys finally saw me take a hit off a vape pen after almost a year, and I gotta say, I'm definitely like it. I think I'll feel it like a little bit more later.
Yeah, it's
but you can definitely feel the difference in like weed high and like pen high.
Yeah, it's like pen high is actually like going forth and like making you like feel like you're like levitating and shit. Like you feel like
I feel like with weed high you're still fucked up, but you're like a little bit more in the moment. Like with a weed high.
Yeah, no, it's just like with the weed high it just hits you instantly. With me with pens it's just like it always takes a bit. And then it just keeps growing and growing. I'm like, oh shit! Like I took 2 hits off my sister's dab, like oil pen, and it had like 2 vials in it for one little thing. So like I took like 2 hits. I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I at? I'm like, fucking.
No, yeah, dude, pens be fun. Like I'll never forget. Like I've legit been like paranoid high off of pens before, and that shit is not fun.
It's not fun, and even being paranoid high off of grass, which I had to call you couple times.
I think that's only. You know what? I think I've only been like paranoid high off of like actual weed. I think the only time that I can actually specifically remember is the first time I took a hit off of a bong.
No, the bong hits. Yeah, because I was at my house.
No, that I know. I had taken a hit off a bong before your house.
Oh, okay. But you still didn't know how to do it.
Fuck you. But
that's just funny as dicks. And then it's like, but tangent.
Yeah, tangent side. Over. Now, before we get into the actual episode, like I said, I still have one more announcement. And if you guys watched the last episode, at the end of that episode, I discussed how. If you guys go back to the very beginning of this podcast, there was an episode where I talked about, as Michael so eloquently putting in the last episode, a quest that that I fucking went on last
like
year.
a hobbit.
So I found out through this girl.
He's
that
going
I
on an adventure.
Shut up. I fell through like fell through.
You fell through like fucking
no.
your link.
Shut up! You're fucking me up. But I found out about this event through a girl that I follow. Called the X3 Expo. And for those of you who don't know, real quick, that is
an adult entertainment center convention.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I found out about it, and last year I was like, you know what, like this seems just kind of like a fucking out there event that like would be fun to go to at least once.
Yeah.
And so luckily,
I
was gonna say luckily I have two friends that are absolute heathens, just in the same way that I am.
Yeah, a bunch of Greeks over here.
What the fuck?
Because they're a bunch of freaks.
Geeks. I thought. Wait.
The Greeks, not the geeks. Oh, geeks could be freaky too, but I'm talking about Greeks because like of how famous Greeks have been being freaky.
Oh, well, fuck! You had to run that all the way back for me, because like what you threw me off so fucking bad when I heard you say Greek. Because like what the fuck, like what does that reference even mean? But I get it now. but so, anyways.
That was like a fucking rhyme scheme, Eminem rhyme scheme right there.
I fucking I went with two of my friends. Shout out to Nick and Rob. And honestly, it was an event that I wasn't I had no idea what to expect. But boy, if you go back and listen to either the second or the third episode,
where the camera is an iPhone camera tilted.
Listen, yeah, and it looks like we're being fucking abducted
by aliens and shit.
But I literally described my experience going, and let's just say it was a very fucking interesting experience, to say the least.
An experience that you said you would like.
Yeah, towards the end of that episode, I clearly stated, I was like, you know what? This was a super interesting and fun event that I'm glad that I actually went to. But I did state, I was like, I'm not sure that these events are like for me.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself going back. Well, fast forward to a few weeks ago, I have a group chat on Instagram with both those friends that I went with, Rob and Nick.
Yeah.
And I forgot how it came up, but Rob had made a joke saying that, we should go back to one of those events. And fun fact, when I bought my tickets for the first time that we went, it automatically signed me up for their mailing list.
Yeah.
So I'll get updates and stuff from them in my email. And a few maybe almost a month ago, I started to receive emails that were letting me know that they were actually
the next one is coming up.
Yeah, they were going to be doing it again next month in January at the same place that they did it last year in LA. And so I took a screenshot of that and I put it in the group chat and you know what? It's funny that you say that, Rob. And then as all fucking adventures with those two start,
with the boys.
Yeah, with the boys. It literally it started out with each of them being you're not down.
When you peer pressure, when the boys peer pressure you, it's especially for something like this where it's just oh, you think we won't go again? Guess what? Y'all are gonna go again.
Here's the thing. That's the fucked up part is that I knew once they fucking said that we were fucking
You just
going.
wanted confirmation. You really wanted to go subconsciously.
I already fucking knew Rob and Nick were gonna be down to go again.
Literally, this was all subconscious shit for you. You were like, oh, I know they would go to that, so that's why I don't want to. I don't want to because you wanted to go so bad.
No, here's the thing. It actually fuck you. No, it literally it started off as a joke. Because here's the thing. I always knew in the back of my mind that they would be down to go. Yeah. But I literally sent the screenshot originally as a joke.
Yeah.
To Rob because of what he said. But like I said, then it literally just became a conversation.
And then be bet.
And so
with
now,
OnePlus. With one, you're going with fucking George.
Oh, yeah. George is going with us too.
Yeah, he said he already bought his ticket.
Yeah, so fucking spoiler alert.
Oh, shit.
So update.
George got his ticket.
We have all officially bought our tickets now, so it is a thing. We are gonna be going back.
Yay!
And fuck you. You know what? When I edited the last episode, when I announced it, and you started clapping. I was like, "What the fuck? What were you clapping about?"
The fact that you're having
You were
fun.
clapping that I got a quest. That's what you were playing.
You got a little side adventure. You know?
But so it'll be interesting to go back. And here's the thing. Now, I want to emphasize, if you are not following the podcast Instagram page yet, I highly suggest that you follow it.
There's going to be a lot of porn on there.
Porn, that's just fucking Instagram in general.
It is just like a we're all going to be filming some asses like it's the substance and shit.
But so if you're not following the podcast Instagram page, I highly recommend that you do, because I will be posting any pictures that I do get at the event on the official podcast Instagram page. Yeah. So make sure you go follow that. But yeah, like honestly, so now it's the real thing and we're going, and I do not know what to expect again.
Yeah, and y'all going for 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days, because last time we only went once, and it was like towards the end of it. I think we went like when there was only like 2 hours left. Yeah. But so this should be an interesting event. And so make sure you stay tuned for the podcast, because that episode will be coming up and
it'll be such a nice like 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, that'll be a nice like full circle moment.
You know, and it's just like, if anything else, it just was like we're just going out having fun and then like talking about it while also having fun talking about it too. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be excited for that episode.
We really set the tone for the podcast of just talking about porn the first 2 episodes.
It's literally porn and hip hop.
You know, we're the place for that. That should be like
that's
AO
like, so,
podcast,
I mean, like
porn and hip hop combined.
Yeah, like if you need to talk about your porns and
you need to talk about that hip hop shit.
You know, go to the AO podcast.
And and who better? Because like most hip hop artists follow OnlyFans people most of the time, and I'm just like, you know what? It's just like worlds always collide. You know, it's like these are opportunities we seize. You know. Anyways, let's talk about.
Listen.
Speaking of opportunity seizing,
and season's greetings.
It's fucking Dr. Seuss MGK
so since we are obviously in December, and it is getting around Christmas time,
jolly.
For those of you who don't know, TDE actually puts on an annual Christmas toy drive, which is also kind of like a concert. Yeah. Locally. And this was going to be their 11th annual year doing it.
Yeah, I think 11th or 12th, one of those.
I think it was 11th.
At the Nickerson Garden.
Yeah, at the Nickerson Garden in Watts. And so here's the thing.
That's where Kendrick Lamar was dodging subs and rap battles and shit, you know.
Here's the thing. So I saw this, I saw the Instagram post when they posted it. And I was like, yo, like, that would be so fucking dope to go to. So originally, you were the first person that I hit up, but unfortunately said you were going to be busy that day.
Yeah,
so,
I think I was working.
Yeah, because it was on like a fucking, a Tuesday or Thursday, right?
Yeah, one of those. Finals was coming up. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think it was on a Thursday, so it was literally in between the week.
Yeah.
And it was at like 2 p.m., so a lot of people were going to be at work. Yeah. But so, here's the thing. So then... I think I even hit up Luis. Shout out to the whole Luis, but Luis wasn't down. And so then, like, last resort, I just basically, I told my sister, I was like, hey, like, do you think you'll be able to just, like, drop me off there?
You alone?
Listen, that would have been wild, but I would have been down to do it. That would have been legit the wildest thing I've ever done.
Alone at the thing. Like, oh my god, you should have vlogged that shit. Oh my god.
But then my sister was like, hey, like, I actually want to go too.
Yeah.
And so at first it was kind of this conversation, like we didn't really know whether or not we were actually going to go or not. Yeah. Fast forward to that morning, I'm like waking up and like my sister comes in, I'm still laying down, right? Because I'm under the impression that we're not going to go. Yeah. And so my sister like busts in my room and she's like, hey, like, why aren't you ready? And I was like, oh, like what the fuck? So we're actually going? Yeah. And then she was like, yeah. And then so I got up, I got ready. And also, shout out to my nephew, because my nephew actually also ended up going with us. Nice. And it was actually his first concert.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's a pretty badass first concert. Yeah. But so that's anyways, really fast forward, we go to Target, because the only condition to this toy drive is you got to bring an unwrapped toy and that is basically your entry into the concert.
Yeah.
So each of us got a toy at Target.
Yeah, and it's such a good like time too, because TDE is like been popping off this year so much.
So obviously they were gonna get a lot of people,
like
attending.
a lot of toys for like these kids, and so like shout out to that. That's really fucking cool. They're using that like they're always bringing it back there to where they came from and stuff. So that's really cool. And then you guys drove there.
Yeah, we got the toys at Target.
Yeah,
we drove there, and then we had to take a lift there because we had to park. My sister parked her car at I think like Grand Station or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then so we took a lift from there, and then we finally got there. And then surprisingly, while the line was like fucking long, it moved surprisingly fast.
That's good.
Yeah, and then so we finally get there, and when at the beginning they had just like a bunch of like really local artists performing. And I told this one to Michael off camera, but one of the local artists that performed had a lot. The thing that makes me mad is I can't remember what the name of this dude was, but he had a fucking bar where he like I like the pussy bald like Mr. Clean. And I was just
like, this is at a toy drive.
Yeah.
You're like a kid. By the way, another thing you told me right before we recorded is like, even though it was like a concert for like the kids and like to get stuff for like the kids who like, can't afford that stuff, it's like a charity thing. But the weed?
Oh, yeah. There was a lot. There was a lot because it was outside in Nickerson Gardens. And so there was literally just weed smoke everywhere. Like, literally, you would see, like, because you had, like, families, like, holding their kids up on their shoulders.
Yeah, so they could see the concert.
But instead, they just got, like, this tall-ass dude, like, fucking smoking your joints, so you just saw the fucking wind go.
I'm guessing you just got some secondhand there.
No,
too.
listen,
like,
you definitely you felt it in the air, even though it was outside.
I know, it was like the fucking ozone layer couldn't like fucking had to like contain the weed smoke that was popping off. That's really fucking.
No,
funny.
but listen, it was a super dope event though.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. So they had a lot of local artists perform, and then here's the only thing I will say. Like the only thing that did kind of suck was that. I'm pretty sure that this was supposed to be like a way better show, and what I mean by that is like I think it was like right after one of the local artists performed, they started having an issue with like I guess I don't know if it was like family or like people who were part of like the local artist set. They were basically hanging out backstage, and like they kept trying to tell them that they had to leave, but like I guess they didn't want to leave. So there was literally a point where they stopped the concert for like about an hour because they were just trying to clear the stage. So I feel like it was supposed to be a much better show in the sense like I feel like certain artists were supposed to get like more
longer sets.
Yeah, like longer sets, but because of that setback, and then also they like gave out a bunch of awards. Oh, shout out to Top Dog. He actually ended up getting the key to the city of Watts.
That's really fucking dope.
So that's really fucking dope. But no, yeah, so I think that setback kind of like messed up the show a little bit. But then you finally started to get like big names, like shout out to freaking RJ Mr. LA. Because bro, when he freaking performed Get Rich, bro, I fucking felt that shit in my soul.
Yeah, and that's crazy because like he was in the Pop Out.
Yeah.
The Pop Out show too, right? So it's just like, that's like a great way. And like a bunch of other TDE artists were there too.
Yeah, and then so I think after him it was Lefty Gunplay. Shout out to Lefty Gunplay. And then they had a fucking issue again.
Yeah.
With the fucking stage. So again, like they had to kind of pause the show.
Yeah.
So that was like a kind of unfortunately like a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, like, just like technical type,
and also not to mention, I don't want no shade, but like. The fucking DJ that they got for the event wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, no, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, so
were they not bops?
No, I don't know. I think it was just like there was like some timing issues and stuff like that with like certain people's sets. So I don't know. It was just like I think and also not maybe he's actually a really good DJ, but I guess like
the circumstances.
Yeah, circumstances. So who knows, But
yeah,
but But aside from like the technical difficulties that they were having,
Yeah.
it was a really dope show. I think one of the first like main artists that came out was shout out to Sakari. Sakari was like the first like main TDE artist that came out.
The Sakari's dope.
Yeah, so he performed I think 2 songs, and then after him, shout out to freaking Isaiah Rashad.
Amazing.
He was there too, and then I believe after him, there was a small break again, but then it was fucking SZA.
Yeah.
And so here's what I meant by some of the technical difficulties, like, because here's the thing, like, yeah, man, like shout out to them because obviously it is a free concert and it is for the kids. But there was just like a lot of technical issues going on. Like for example, when SZA got on and she started singing, there was like issues with the microphone.
Oh shit.
So like I felt like, but shout out to her, like for like given the circumstances, like she still did an amazing job. Yeah. And then I believe after SZA, that is when we got I'm trying to remember the order specifically, but I think that's when we got Kendrick after that. And Kendrick, I actually believe that he was actually supposed to have a longer set, but because of the circumstances, like he only was able to perform 2 songs. So he did Humble and Squabble Up.
Both bangers.
Yeah, so Squabble Up, I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking vibing when he did Squabble Up.
Yeah, no.
But so that was honestly a big moment for me because that was my first time actually seeing Kendrick Lamar live. Yeah. So that was because he's one of the artists that I really wanted to see live. So I'm really glad that I finally got, even though, like I said, it was only for 2 songs, it was still super dope that I actually got the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and he's a great performer.
Yeah, and not to mention in fucking Watts of all places.
Yeah, it's not like a big stadium, with 100 people watching it, which is also a cool experience. It was very local.
Yeah, so I felt like that added way more to the experience.
It was
that's
like,
something that I really enjoyed too.
Yeah, and it's like very close to like his home and even like your home, here,
Yeah, so but here's the thing though, that like I the only one like freaking thing I will say is R.I.P. to my my Nike Air Forces that I had because they were all white, and I decided
you went all white.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know what the environment was gonna be like.
Outdoor concert, you're insane.
Listen, my freaking Nikes got absolutely demolished, bro.
God, wait. Oh my God, that's all. Like they were all the other colors except white.
Yeah. So
what fell on this? The dirt, like the ash,
I think it was the
beer?
dirt, and then also like it started sprinkling a bit.
Oh, so it just got everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So shout out RIP to those. They gave me like a solid, I think, over a year, like where this is good use, or maybe 2 years. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the risk that you always take with like all white sneakers.
If you're going to an outdoor concert,
shut up.
Never wear white shoes.
I was gonna say something that was gonna make me sound so stupid.
Can you say it?
I was gonna say I didn't know it was gonna be outside. Like I fucking did.
Trying to fucking you'd be like, oh shit, I was there, fuck, Oh, fuck.
No, but then so then
you fucking talk, fuck.
Yeah, it's hitting you. Huh?
It's fun.
I'm noticing it. It's like really hitting you.
Oh.
But so then after Kendrick, we actually had shut up, fool. You're gonna, dude, I swear to God, when you look back on this episode, you're gonna laugh your ass off at yourself. Oh. But no, so then after Kendrick, there was like a short pause again. And then we had one of their surprise special guests. And it was fucking Glorilla.
Yo, that's fucking dope as fuck. She came out with an amazing album.
Yeah, and so freaking.
I bet you didn't listen to it.
Shout out to my sister because my sister lost it when like it was announced that it was her.
No, everybody's loving Glorilla now, so that's fucking dope. Shout out to her.
Yeah, so I'm happy that I actually got to see her live too.
Yeah, no.
But then and then shout out to like aside from Kendrick, my second favorite fucking performance of the night, right after fucking Glorilla, it was fucking Doechii. And let me just say, Doechii,
she is killing it.
Doechii fucking killed that performance, dude.
She really, like, next year might be, like like that might like set her to the moon. Like this year was really big, is really big for her. Like Doechii is like a star on the rise.
Yeah, like I really can't wait to see what she does next.
Like her debut album is gonna go crazy. I feel like, and the album that came out this year was a mixtape. I thought it was really fucking solidly fucking paced mixtape and shit. You know, so yeah, no, shout out to her. And that's crazy. You know,
no, but so after that, like the show was still going on, but after Doechii performed, like me and my sister, I mean, I kind of decided to call it because it was also getting pretty cold.
Yeah.
Out there, and so we freaking Okay, so we walked, because we walked all the way from the concert to a local Denny's. Yeah. And then from the Denny's, like, we got a lift all the way back to where we parked the car.
Yeah.
But, what's it called? When we were walking, like, to Denny's, we stopped, and my sister wanted to take a picture of me, like, in front of a bridge, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I will never forget, like, as she's about to take the picture, we hear, like, a fucking car screech, like, by. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I fucking tensed up immediately.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I thought we were gonna see some shit, dude.
Yeah.
But so luckily, you know, obviously it wasn't that.
No, it's just LA drivers.
Yeah, it was just shitty LA drivers, dude. But no, I'm not gonna lie.
Those might be scarier than like the people going.
That was a fucking funny ass moment that happened.
Nothing scarier than a white bitch in a Prius ready to fucking run over fucking. One of you over.
Family Guy has such a racist joke about bad driving.
It does. Oh my! I know what joke you're talking about too. We are.
I fucking hate that.
We are peak Family Guy professionals here.
I fucking hate that. That shit makes me laugh every time I see it.
Oh my god! And like it's just like this is on television.
It was. But so
but you took a picture on the bridge.
Yeah, and then I took a picture in front of Nickerson Gardens.
You know.
Well, shout out to, if you see that picture, because I posted that picture and then I posted like clips from like the different performances.
Yeah.
So, but then shout out to if you zoom in, like if you pinch in on the picture.
Yeah.
Of me in front of Nickerson Gardens, you can see how fucked up my sneakers are.
They did look a little dirty.
Yeah, but so shout out to TDE. That was a super fun event, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to go. And it was just such an amazing event. So shout out to them for their 11th annual year doing that. Yeah. But amazing now, artist. Speaking of music, since we're winding down in the year, we have decided to give you guys our top 5 albums of the year.
Yeah.
And before we even get into it, let me just say, bro, when we had this conversation last night about this topic, bro, your new nickname on the podcast was about to be Pots, bro, the way I was about to have you steaming in this bitch, because, dude, you were fucking
Pots?
upset.
You fucking Beauty and the Beast? Like the fuck?
Because you were about to be on my fucking head, dude.
Hell, it's old ass time.
With my fucking album selection.
No, cause
and don't spoil it, but let's just say you were going to be really upset.
If anyone has, 2024, let me give this, like, before, like, we go in. 2024 has been an amazing year for hip-hop. Really Not even just, like, the grander scale of beefs and what the fuck. Like, even greatest can have, like, greatest, like, tragedies or, like, greatest, like, scandals of hip-hop are happening this year. So it was such a big year, but also the music itself from a lot of different artists, a lot of people we haven't seen drop for, like sometimes a bit, So it's just, like, it was a really strong, high-quality year for many of my favorite artists. A lot of artists that are somehow still hitting peaks, are still somehow, like, filling their prime up with like these masterpieces even, so I just know. And then Raul tells me like, I haven't listened to this much this year, even though we talk about hip-hop constantly.
Listen, I'll be honest, like ever since the beef with Kendrick and Drake happened, like in May, I legit, ever since then, I've like been on my West Coast shit. So I've like legit only been mainly listening to West Coast artists.
That's fine, but there's a certain other artist that's on that list. We'll get into it.
Okay.
But it's such a great year for hip hop, and like
So
but
before,
that we covered a lot, but
yeah,
like
so
not necessarily album wise. We've just been reviewing Eminem albums. So that's
and
also been
that was your
that
choice, by
is
the way,
fun.
bitch.
We reviewed 4 Eminem albums in one
Trying to
year,
give me shit years.
and then next year,
let's do a revival.
because it matched like what we were going through.
I mean, true. I fucking hate that.
I like how it correlated with the election so much. All right, and we had to do it. Like I knew we were gonna do it. It was just like the timing of it, and I thought the post election, what way to like start off like the new America than listening to Revival. But
okay.
You have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, so actually, I'll let you go first. Well, because I know you said you have a fucking lot.
Yeah,
so.
like I'm just gonna say all of these albums, a lot of them high quality albums that Raul could have probably, he probably has listened to them, but most of them not. He's honorable mentions: Alligator Bites Never Hurt, Dochi, Dark Times, Vince Staples, Rich Ass Haitian, Makami. Love the Ominous World Blue from the West Coast. Penalty of Leadership, Bully James, I think is such an underrated release this fucking year. It's his first album that after he got in the car crash and shit.
Oh, you know what? I still have to listen. Yeah, that one was one that I was actually interested in.
Yeah, it's actually fucking amazing and very underrated. Glorious.
Shout out to that. I was actually, I think I heard like maybe the first 2 or 3 tracks when I was in the car with my sister earlier.
No, that shit is dope. She's fucking actually like fucking dope as fuck. I just listened to this today. I was very surprised by it. Missionary, the Snoop and Dr. Dre. I put Drake. Dr. Dre. And then last but not least for the honorable mentions. Well, I had a whole bunch, but I'm just like, I'm just gonna end off with this. The Thief Next to Jesus, Ka. Rest in peace, Ka. One of the most underrated and greatest lyricists hip hop has ever seen. And for shits and giggles, I really listen to this a lot. I know people have brushed this under the thing. Now it's not even hip hop, and I could go on another list of like non hip hop shit. But the Warriors, Lin-Manuel Miranda and S.E. Davis, I think that shit is actually has some like boppers. The first track has Ghostface Killer, RZA, fucking Cameron, fucking Nas and shit. I'm like, he got this for this stupid little fucking goofy concept album, and he got Lauryn Hill on this shit. Fucking crazy. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions, and my top 5 we'll go into after. Do you have any honorable mentions or no?
Yeah. Okay, so
it's not that YG album, right?
No. Okay, so now this one I feel like might shock you because you were listen, I'll tell you guys right now, if this fucking album had actually made my list, Mike was about to lose his fucking shit.
What?
So my first honorable mention is actually the death of Slim Shady.
It's not on your list.
No.
Oh, okay, thank God. Thank God. Okay.
So it's
not a bad album.
So the only reason why I want to put it as an honorable mention is because I think we both said when we reviewed it, we were pleasantly surprised because at least for me, I think I even stated in that review that it's personally one of my favorite Eminem albums since the Marshall Mathers LP2.
Yeah.
Because like those, I'm not even like Kamikaze like hasn't really aged
Kamikaze
that well.
has not aged that well. Yeah, not at all.
But I feel like this one has the most tracks that I've gone back to on an Eminem album.
It has
recently.
Some really good actual good songs.
Like Lucifer is the shit.
Lucifer's amazing. Guilty Conscience 2 is amazing. Renaissance, that intro is really fucking good.
But
like,
so
there's
that's
some quality tracks in there.
Yeah, so that's gonna be my first honorable mention, just because I was actually really surprised that we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then I think my second honorable mention, and this is gonna be interesting because I feel like this is the first. I want to say this is the first time in my top 5 albums of the year where none of these. Neither of these artists have made it onto my list. But I still have to give an honorable mention to Benny the Butcher for his project. It's called Summertime Butch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's
also a surprise.
That one was one that I actually really enjoyed. So honorable mention there.
And you would have liked that 38 Special Benny the Butcher collab album that came out recently too. I feel like you need to still listen to that.
So before we get into our list, because that's it for my honorable mentions.
Yeah. I'm just going to do 5 to 2, and then we'll save our ones. Like until the end.
So wait, but do you want to do like back and forth? Like I'll say mine and then you say yours.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that too.
All right. Okay. Fine. So do you want to go first with your number 5?
My number 5 is probably gonna be the most under the radar one, underrated one. In fact, even within this artist, I mentioned him in the honorable mentions, but I'm gonna mention him again. And it's not the album people would like expect, because he has another album called Los Angeles that came out last year that is also really good. But this one I think is my favorite one. Out of the Blue by the rapper Blue. West Coast legendary, underrated, under the radar rapper with tons of great concepts about within LA violence and stuff, and like the way he talks about very hard shit, but like with a smooth ass flow and like very poignant lyrics is like what gravitates me towards him always with every project. So that's my number 5, Out of the Blue by the rapper Blue. Amazing, underrated West Coast lyrical album.
Oh, my bad. I forgot to turn the phone off right there.
It looks like spam.
But so, okay, real quick. Honestly, my fifth choice is probably the first. My fifth pick is probably one that I've been waiting to tell you the most, because you're gonna be fucking shocked. And the reason why is because this is literally an album that I just listened to like 2 nights ago. So shout out to the artist that goes by the name of K3 the Hound. And I'm actually putting his album that he dropped this year. I believe he dropped 2 albums.
Yeah.
And one of the albums that he dropped was called King Hound. And let me just say a quick backstory. So the way that I found out about this dude, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's actually out of Bakersfield, California. So he's a local Cali artist. So shout out to him. But the way that I found out about him is I came across a song of his on YouTube Music. I believe it's called Hound Story. And the one thing that really stood out to me is the production on the track, because it starts off with like a sample, and then it like kind of like goes into the beat and it like chops it up, and then also his flow on top of that is really great, like just super Cali, like super West Coast. You can tell right away. And I was like, I kept fucking replaying that song, and then so I decided to say, I went into his profile on YouTube Music. And I wanted to see if he had dropped anything this year. And surprise to me, he actually dropped 2 projects, I believe, this year. And one of them was called King Hound. And bro, let me just tell you, I don't know if he only has one main producer that he uses or if he works with a team of producers.
But the sound is good.
Whoever is producing his shit is fucking killing it, because I've never heard these and he's like using because mind you, like usually when artists use samples, it's usually for older songs or songs that are like not really hip hop or like a little bit more obscure.
Yeah.
But he was using like samples from like from the Dream, like fucking one sample that surprised the fuck out of me. He has a track on here called Suave, right, or Suave, and bro. As soon as that fucking track comes on,
this is the Suavemente.
You hear fucking Suavemente.
God, that's
I
need to listen to this album.
Dude, I legit have never heard another fucking artist ever use that song as a sample before.
Yeah,
so that literally did something to my spirit, dude. I fucking felt
it caught
that.
You very off guard. I'm definitely checking him out.
I felt that shit in my soul. So shout out to K3 the Hound out of Bakersfield, California, I believe. Yeah. And also shout out to him, because when I posted this on my Instagram story, he actually saw it and messaged me, and not only that, he followed me.
Oh wow,
so,
cool.
Yeah, so shout out to him
really
for that.
Dope. That's really dope. I'm definitely gonna check out this album. Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
Album really, obviously took me by surprise, because I didn't really know who this dude was prior to hearing that single.
Yeah.
But after I heard that single, I was like, dude, I gotta check out more stuff from this dude, and I'm glad I did, because his sample work, just like his sound in general, is really dope, and I love that he's a local Cali artist, like I said. Mm-hmm. So make sure if you guys have not heard, make sure you check out stuff from K3 the Hound, because he is really dope.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give your number 4.
My number four is an album that just recently just took everything by fucking storm, and is a very short yet sweet album that is both extremely accessible, but longtime fans like will truly love still, you know. And it's the album that I'm still replaying, an album that like is like already like taking the waves into 2025 after a fucking huge year for this artist, and that'll be Kendrick Lamar's GNX. It's absolutely replayable, constant bangers.
Yeah, like
A
this.
quick Kendrick favorites like I've been replaying Reincarnated a lot. I'm just like, bro, this shit is one of my favorite. It's just one of my favorites, and it's just constant bangers, constant vibes. You know, yeah, sure, it's not like the lyrically concept dense masterpieces like his other
Like Damn or To Pimp a
To
Butterfly.
Pimp a Butterfly, Mr. Morale, like you know, but like as like just pure hip hop, this is it, especially West Coast hip hop of all kinds, because it's not just like the hypey shit. It's a classic Tupac with the keys, or like Dre with like the orchestrational but like banger sounds, you know, sampling, you know, and you know, I'm a huge Kendrick fan, you know, and like, you know, I just have other favorites of Kendrick. That's why it's like probably number four, but it's still pretty fucking high. I think like anything that makes it to my top five is like pretty fucking like outrageously good. I feel, because I like it a lot. But yeah, GNX Kendrick Lamar. Now my number four, amazing fucking album,
All
and
right.
really a
So
great closer for like the West Coast.
my number four is probably gonna surprise you because
Uh huh.
you probably didn't think I was gonna have it on here.
Uh huh.
But Chromacopia
Chroma, thank
by
God,
Tyler the
man.
Creator, because
You were teasing me too that
yeah, I
you were
was.
having
I
you
was
were
baiting the
having
fuck out of you. I'm not gonna lie,
you were like, well, I
but
have Eminem over Tyler. I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna be like
you were
so.
gonna fuck, dude.
I was gonna.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost wish I just did it as a joke just to see how you were gonna react. But no,
You
yeah.
know,
So number four, I have Chromacopia because
nice.
for those of you who didn't listen to the review of that, that was actually my very first Tyler the Creator album.
Mm,
And I felt like it was a very a great album to start off with because like I feel like while he still had bangers, you had like a more mature Tyler on there, and
yeah,
so I really liked like hearing that perspective. Like I really liked hearing like what point he is in his life right now.
yeah,
So just a really dope and amazing album. So that's gonna be my number four.
yeah. And my number three is an album that came out back in, I think, April or March. Probably around March, and like it was one of like the first albums of the year. Even though like the year kind of like started off strong with a lot of underground type shit, like the Boldy James project I mentioned earlier. Like it's like came out that time, you know. But then like out of, you know, 5 years after his last album, he comes back with his with full artistic force, and probably his best album, and that is Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q. I think that that album for me is like a psychedelic rock album. It's like him at his, you know, and he's been very Schoolboy Q has had like a
Fucking,
natural.
I really love that Blue Slides track.
Yeah, no, the Blue Side's amazing where he gets vulnerable, but there's other tracks where he gets all fucking like braggadocious and loud. It's like fucking like an intense roller coaster of pure raw visceral emotions with amazing features. Absol on Foe is like fucking crazy, you know, and then like Freddie Gibbs on. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'll mention that Freddie Gibbs album is amazing, very underrated right now, but like it's fucking actually one of his best albums. That Freddie Gibbs album that came out earlier in October. But like, yeah, Freddie Gibbs kills the feature
Bro,
on that shit.
wait. I don't mean to interrupt you, but now that you brought up Freddie Gibbs, it literally just reminded me. I don't know if you saw my story when I posted it, but I don't know where the fuck it's from, too. So if anybody knows, make sure you put it down in the comments because I really want to know the origin to this video.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking animated video of Freddie Gibbs doing a voiceover, and he's talking about the time that Michael Jackson went to visit Gary, Indiana, and he like talked about he fucking went to McDonald's, he like bought all the fucking chicken, and then he's like he went to the hood like riding around in his limo, and he fucking like stuck his arm out with the glove, and he just started throwing chicken out into the crowd.
Just a bunch of nuggets on the fire.
Bro, that video cracked me the fuck up when I watched
man,
it.
I gotta look at watch that again. That shit is hilarious. I just saw like a little bit of it. Yeah, but like Schoolboy,
So Blue Lips.
Blue Lips though, Freddie Gibbs did kill it on that Blue Lips feature, and like, yeah, no, I think it's a very and a very amazing artistic, vulnerable feat for Schoolboy Q, and it reminds us, and really is the start of like that TDE roller coaster that they've been on. Like it really started. It started off like Schoolboy Q is very popular, but like it's not going to be like a mainstream thing like that album. But like I think it really started off the quality like vantage that TDE really set for the rest of the year. So like an amazing feat. My favorite album was Schoolboy Q, now confirmed, and I'm gonna keep replaying it because that's it brings a lot of enjoyment out of my ear.
Yeah. Okay. So my number three is gonna be one that actually really surprised me, just because um, I knew when it was announced, I was interested in checking out like what like how good it could possibly be. And so I went into this album with like really like no expectations, but and I think the main reason is because I genuinely didn't know if these two OGs in the game were still really gonna have it in them to make like those bops that they used to back in the day. But let me just say, shout out to fucking Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Oh wow, that's number 3.
Yeah, because
wow.
I really liked that missionary like project, because like I said, I didn't really know what to expect.
It surprised me too.
But like as I'm listening to it, I can already tell that that's an album that I'm gonna be going back to. And also like super nostalgic, like West Coast sounds. Like I always really like to hear Snoop actually rapping again.
Yeah, and he's actually rapping like really good on there too. Like he's actually like rapping with Eminem like on there. Like that one song where it's like it's like they place the silence of violence and it's like a very certain phrase. I completely forgot.
Wait,
oh my god.
is it the one with Eminem?
Yeah.
Isn't it Gunsmoke?
Gun. Yeah. It's like his first line in that song is fucking amazing. And then the beats by Dre is fucking are knockers.
Yeah. The only one thing that I will say is that they really should have fucking kept that Sting song the fuck out.
That shit was awful. That was fucking ass on a stick. It's fucking.
That would have
like licking ass on a stick. It's just
actually, you know what? Fuck that. Because of that song, I'll put Chromacopia at 3.
So you just switch in the mid list.
Fuck you! It's my list. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. So number 3 is
Chromacopia. So number 4, yeah. So I really that's
that song really fucking like.
I fucking hated that song.
That song is really bad. I love Sting. I love Police, but like no.
So I'll switch up the order. I'll switch up the order. So number 4, I'll have that Missionary album, and then of course you already heard me talk about Chromacopia.
Fucking funny.
So what's your number 2?
Oh god, my number 2, is like one of my favorite hip hop artists ever, whose like first 2 albums I put over even some of Kendrick's best. But he dropped an album this year that was very super nostalgic to me, but like also reminds me why he is one of the most influential and greatest lyricists of all time, despite his narcissistic tendencies that leaves off like he's fucking hating and shit. But no matter, even throughout the hate, he still surprises us with why he's such an influence and why he's such a man of quality. And the quality, gets better, gets higher each time I listen to it. And it's Samurai by Lupe Fiasco. That's my number 2. I think because it's also maybe nostalgic for me because of the sound of it. Very new job is sounding Samurai Champloo type shit, So it's just like that lo-fi inspired Japanese hip hop. You know, it's like very nostalgic to me in a lot of ways. Not to mention Lupe Fiasco. You know, when I first got into him, he was a very big influence on me and my writings at that time. So it's just like both the sound and the artists are very nostalgic for me. But also, I think his concepts of being so creative and imaginative is brilliant, and his lyricism is still S tier. Is still one of the best pens to ever come out of a human being, honestly. And it's not a long album. It's not even like his deepest album, but it's an album that like brings me such like eloquent joy and like very a good remembrance on like why I love hip hop and what influenced me in hip hop in the first place. But the quality is so good. No slouches here. Instrumentals are crazy. Lyricism godlike. My number two, Samurai Lupe Fiasco.
All right, so my number two is funny because the way that I actually discovered this artist is I was watching a reactor react to one of her music videos,
Yeah.
and from there I was like, oh, well, when he was reacting to it, like, dude, this sounds like she sounds fucking amazing. And so that's when I went and I saw that she actually had dropped an album this year, and I checked it out, and it really fucking took me by surprise. And not only was this album great, but this is like an artist that I can definitely see like a very bright future for her, and I cannot wait to see what she does next. But my number two is gonna be "Alligator Bites Never Heal" by Doechii, because that album just like she has it like she has that it like the thing that I it really excites me about her is that she has that kind of it factor that I think Kendrick has, and so that's why I cannot wait to see like how her work progresses over time.
She's very diverse as an artist. She also is a singer too, and you see it on that album very effectively. Like really fucking amazing. Yeah, no, that's I have it on as an honorable mention, but it was fighting like that. Vince Staples and Blue were like fighting for like number five. Like that's such a like an amazing album with such classic creative hip hop like tactics that like proves that you know you don't have to really like try to be poppy or be selloutish or be try to aim for what's popular. Just be you, and eventually like the ball will start rolling. You know, and even on that album, she said like she had tension with like Top Dog's people because and his people because of like the way she was creating the album, but like she stuck to her guns and created a masterful mixtape. Like it's a mixtape. That's crazy. So and the fact that she's gonna come out with her debut studio album next year, it's very exciting. Very exciting. You know, and that's a cool ass number two.
Yeah, so Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal is my number two. So now we finally got to the time where we state our number one album. Now, spoiler alert, we both know what each other's...
We do both know. I think we've just been talking about them ever since they've been released. So, but for y'all, my number one, if you haven't seen it here, and if you know me, you've seen the other couple reviews, then kind of know what it is already, and I haven't mentioned it either. It's Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. Now, people have told me that, for me, it's like for me, like GNX is amazing. Like people always are starting to compare them for some reason. They're like very different albums, but it's just like as a GNX, I think is a very great, amazing Kendrick Lamar album. I think Chromacopia is Tyler's best album. I think it's one of his best works. I think the detail in it is insane. How vulnerable he is insane. That Kendrick influence is like also crazy too. Like the fact that he's also outwardly like saying like Mr. Morale had like a big influence on him, and no doubt this project is amazing. So like he's real recognizes real like that, and like his production is skyrocketing to like arrangements that like I've never thought Tyler would like actually do, but he's doing it, and I'm in awe listening to it. And like the surprise features help. Like Sticky is still like first time reaction crazy. I still can't believe that song exists, and the fact that it slaps so hard, and not only that, he has like the banger shit, but also mixes in with like his own vulnerable,
That
true
fucking sexy
feelings.
red lyric wall is killing me.
Oh my god. One of the most icon the first number one hit, by the way, of Sexy Reds. Drake couldn't do that, but Tyler did. So and it's like it proves that like people want this. Like this is his most successful album. But it's such like a vulnerable like piece of work, and it's just like it actually does like give me like, he created like a core audience and it just kept expanding throughout the last 12 years, and he only grew and elevated as an artist, and how he creates, with this album. Like to me, this like kind of solidified Tyler's place of like as like a modern great, and as a modern influence in hip hop. So and yeah, I've been playing this nonstop, and I'm very attached to this album. I never thought 10 years ago I would be like attached to like a Tyler album. I always thought he was cool, but I really didn't get into him until Flower Boy. And each album since have made like a very surprisingly emotional impact on me. So yeah, Chromacopia, that's my favorite album of the year. Shouldn't be a surprise, I know, but like I really love this album. I keep going back to this album, and I yeah.
So listen,
what I was trying to think. You scared the shit out of me. What the fuck? You're like, listen, like you're fucking about to stab me in the neck and shit. Yeah, what? I was trying to think of the lyric. I air this bitch out like a queef, and then you fucking just scared the shit out of me. Don't say that about me. Don't say that to my. Don't air me out any day. All right, do not do that to me. All right, I do not consent to that. Tyler Creator, my number one.
So listen, it shouldn't be a surprise to fucking anybody. My fucking number one album of the year is fucking GNX by Kendrick Lamar, because
it's fucking good.
I have been playing the fuck out of this album, and the thing that I just fucking love that it's just a West Coast album, and that I love that we finally have a full album with Kendrick doing this sound, because not only is it dope, but it's also making that sound global. Like here's the thing, I haven't heard the West Coast sound be this popular in like a really long time, because for the longest time, like the popular like hip hop sound was Atlanta.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of cool to like see like the West Coast get its like shine back a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I do really I really thank this album for doing that. But just obviously an album full of bangers. I really enjoyed it. So that's why my number one is GNX by Kendrick Lamar.
No, and I mean, even with the diversity of this list, we might have like a couple of the same albums, but like I think hip hop as a whole, I completely forgot about We Don't Trust You. I call it like, and that's a very fucking good album too. So there's been a bunch of great albums across the coast this year, and I just want to take the time to really like just truly appreciate the yet chaotic yet beautiful year that hip hop like came through.
Yeah, hip hop definitely had a special year this year.
Yeah, and it's just like not all of it was like amazing, but like a lot of it, was like good though.
This was like the greatest. I think this might be the greatest year.
One of the biggest years of hip hop for sure.
Like modern history for sure.
Yeah, and it's like fucking, and we love this shit, and we like we like listening to albums and like really.
So now that we gave you our top 5 best albums of the year. It's time to choose a not so great album to listen to next month.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing that. Even though we talked about it before the recording.
Listen,
we're forget. We're forgetting. We forget. Sometimes.
Okay, so wait, fucking Mike, you never told me. So
wait, we did this without.
Do you want to stick with that album or do you want to switch it? No, I think you said because that's it. You think that's gonna be a good album?
I mean, I like it. I don't know if it's good though, but you know what? For funsies, put that MGK Punk album.
Fuck you, no.
Why not?
Because we already fucking reviewed them.
Oh man, okay. Fuck. What's a fucking like?
Hold on.
Oh fuck. Fuck. What's a bad? We should like really research this. know what? If you need to, just edit this out real quick. So while we find what we need to find. What's a really bad? What's a really bad?
Fucking
I'm just gonna look up Fantano. Not good. Let's. We already reviewed Revival.
Fuck it. Do you just want to stick with the choices that are on here, and like if we get that MGK one again, we'll just spin again?
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it.
All right, now we're back.
Oh, by the way.
Now we're back.
Wait. This is fucking perfect. Okay. So even though it wasn't even though, fuck it, I'll say it's official. Because when I was, like, trying to figure this out, because the thing is, I opened the app and I was kind of tripping out because it looks different from what it did when I used it the first time.
Yeah.
So I was, like, trying to navigate that shit. And I actually ended up spinning the wheel as I was doing that. Guess what fucking album it landed on?
Oh, no. What is it?
So the next album...
that's just gonna be the decision?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucker!
So the next album that we're gonna be reviewing for next month's Bad Album
What a fucking
Roulette
piece of shit move!
is going to be Chance the Rapper's The Big Day.
Oh my god.
You know what? It couldn't have come at a more time.
I know, they just got divorced. We're gonna review an album while they're getting divorced, and the album's about them being happy and married.
Listen,
you're making us look like dicks over here.
Listen, dude, it's
dicks
funny.
with legs and arms, which is fucking like that.
Shut up, fucking butterdash, fucking response. You're like when fucking Wendy asked him, like, "Are you just an asshole?" He's like, "No, I got arms and legs."
I got arms and legs.
No, but so right before we started recording.
Man.
I literally talked about
asshole.
how funny it would fucking be if we landed on that fucking album because I had just literally seen the news about them getting divorced like 2 days ago. And so I was like, if we fucking get this album, it'll be so unfortunate, but it'll be such like...
Oh my god, but it's like, no, fuck.
So, Chance...
I gotta listen to that fucking album. Fuck.
So, Chance the Rapper's The Big Day will be the Bad Album review for next month.
Oh my god.
So
that's gonna be the first thing the first thing we do this year. The 2025 is gonna start off with that?
Yep.
Oh my fucking, I hate you fucking so fucking much right now. You don't even know.
Listen, how the fuck do you think I felt with the fucking MGK album?
And unlike Chance right now, I'm in a good relationship. You know, it's just like...
That's fucked up. You're talking about me being fucked up. Shut up, bitch. You're right there with me.
Oh, man. Oh, no, we can't kick a man while he's down. You know?
I mean, Dead End Hip Hop did it.
I know they keep doing it, too. They're a bunch of fucking dicks. But I fucking love, no, you know what? I was going to make a really fucking bad, fucking metaphor trying to tie this all together.
No,
but,
don't even try to.
You know what? Dicks stay separated, not stitched. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.
What the fuck was that, dude? I'm not letting you hit a pin again. Fuck you. This is too much. Oh my god. If there was ever a fucking cue to end an episode, it's that shit.
What's
right there.
wrong with that?
But the dicks stay stitched together. What the kind of freaky Frankenstein shit?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, that's not like a diss, and I want people just my imagination rolling along. It's not a diss or anything. I'm just fucking saying shit. I love that in hip hop.
Who are you gonna offend? People with stitched dicks?
People the Siamese twins be that's fucked up. That's fucked up while they're fucking.
Okay, listen. So that's the cue. So before we get out of here,
the cues always be crazy.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, we will give you guys our recommendations of the day. I'll go first while Michael gets himself together.
Oh man, that shit was crazy. Why'd you let me say that, fool?
Fuck. You fucking said it. But so my recommendation actually gonna be by the artist that cracked my top 5. and mainly because this was the single that put me onto his music. So check out. God damn, bitch. Uh, um, my recommendation is gonna be Hound Story by K3 the Hound. That was the
his
song.
other album.
No, it was a
Oh,
single.
song,
It was
yeah.
a single that put me onto him. So shout out to him again. If you haven't checked him out, make sure you check him out. So again, my recommendation for the day is gonna be Hound Story by K3 the Hound.
And what I have been listening to recently. You know what? I'm gonna put y'all on some like classic alternative rock shit, some like fucking banging shit.
MGK.
It's fucking no, fuck you. But like it is Battle of Los Angeles, Rage Against the Machine. Been playing this a lot. Been playing those first three albums a lot recently. You know, cause like the machine fucking sucks and the system fucking sucks. So I've just been listening to Rage Against the Machine and like I've been listening to the Battle of Los Angeles more recently.
I
Um,
just noticed that my mic had been pointing over here.
well, you're about to notice in the edit, and then it's just like, yeah, very banger, hardcore, like fucking loud, rebellious, like, music with great lyricism by the one and only Zach De La Roca. You know, and it's like, you know, I've been listening to this shit since I was born. So, you know, I love all the first three albums, Evil Empire, Rage Against the Machine, and Battle of Los Angeles. So yeah, give that a, if you're really mad at like the shit that's really going on right now, you know, it's just like that's happening in the world, just put this on and just do what you can, you know, do survive and fight, you know. So yeah, my recommendation, Battle of Los Angeles, Rage Against the Machine.
All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Peace, y'all.